What's up, guys? It's Feed Chief here, and welcome back to another FC25 video. Today, we are going to be showing you all of the best cards to invest in to double your coins over the next couple weeks in FC25. And it is going to be based around these brand new UEFA Women's Euro Path to Glory cards. These Path to Glory cards were an absolute gold mine last year in FC24, and I'm expecting them to do the same in FC25 here. So if you don't know how these cards work, essentially they release cards before and throughout the tournament for the Women's Euros, and these cards get upgraded based on how their teams perform in real life. So they'll get an upgrade for their team scoring 3 goals in the group stage, and then they also get an upgrade for each round that they progress. So obviously the better nations are going to be more upgradable, more valuable, and just be better cards by the end of the tournament. So you get overall upgrades, you get skill moves in weak foot, you get a playstyle plus, overall icon chemistry. There's some huge upgrades here, and over time these just do super well because they get upgrades, they get a lot of hype from the real life games, and especially when they're out of packs, I expect these cards to rise a ton. So let's go ahead and take a look at last year FC24 Path to Glories and show you kind of how these performed, which cards do the best, and how you can kind of maximize your coins investing this year. So right here, we're looking at the Copa America Path to Glory cards. One I'll start with is Bentaker here, and you'll see a very similar trend for most of these cards. They'll drop over the first couple days here to like Sunday, and then once they go out of packs come that like Thursday, Friday. So this coming Thursday, Friday is when you'd see this. These just skyrocket in price. And even the cards that didn't do like this Bentaker did, like he went up 400,000 coins. You're not going to see that with every card. Even somebody like this Alvarez card, who isn't that crazy and didn't get that many upgrades, he went down to like 45,000 coins and just skyrocketed to 90K. Just immediately doubled in price over just a couple days there. And you get some really nice windows to sell these when you have hype before matches start. A team just catches good form and players start to go up from that nation. So you can see some huge price swings. You'll see this with Almiron here again. That Thursday, Friday, he was really cheap and he over doubled in price in just 3 to 4 days here. And just to look at a couple of the Euro cards as well, you're basically going to see the same thing. Even with some of the cards that weren't that crazy, like Sabitzer here, again, went down to like 255K on the Thursday here, and then just boom, up to 600,000 coins, which is absolutely crazy. So these are the trends that we're going to be looking to take advantage of with this Path to Glory team right here. In terms of the cards that we should be investing in, there's a few I've got my eye on, and this is really going to be dependent upon the nation that they play for, obviously, because better nation means more potential for upgrades and more potential for huge coins. So the first card I'm checking out here is this Cascarino card. Obviously, 96 rated right winger with 4 really good playstyle pluses. You get the low driven, incisive, technical, and quick step, and she has every ball control playstyle here. Now, the key here, obviously, is that she plays for France. And if we look at the Women's Euros odds here, France are the 4th favorite here. So we're really going to want to be focusing on players from these 4 nations at the top. They're kind of the 4 massive favorites, with Spain being a huge favorite above the rest. But Spanish, English, German, and French players are going to be a key to focus on here. So I think this Cascarino card, currently sitting around 100,000 coins, could be a really good investment. I could easily see her at 150K come next week when the matches start. And I believe matches are going to be kicking off on July 2nd. So just a few days before I think we really start to see these cards rise in price and we get some serious hype for these. So that's something to look out for as well, is getting invested before these games start to come around. So if we look at the schedule here, you'll see, for example, for those bigger nations, Spain plays on Thursday. So while we saw a lot of the cards from, say, FC24 here get lowest on that Thursday with rivals rewards, I think we could potentially see come Thursday, Friday, some rises as these cards start to play their first matches. Because if Spain puts 3 goals past Portugal and immediately gets an upgrade, it's gonna cause a lot of hype for those cards that are gonna get a very quick upgrade there. So In terms of who we're focusing on, who to invest in, and when to invest, some cards that I've got an eye on here. This Salma card, I think, is going to do absolutely unbelievable. She's obviously super expensive right now, and I know a lot of people don't have the coins for that, so I'm not going to focus on this card, but I think she's going to be a really good investment. So we mentioned Cascarino here. Paredes here, I really like as well. She's coming in at 500,000 coins and has already had a pretty decent rise, but I think she's a card that could do really, really well. Her play styles are very solid. I'm looking at somebody like Gaoro here, who again, just a super good card here. 4 useful play style pluses, 90 plus in every stat, and again, likely to get upgraded because France is they just are going to do well in this tournament. They're minimum going to get out of the group stages here, I would say, for France, England, Germany, and Spain. So I think those are all good options. So somebody from Germany I like here would be this Gwyn card. Again, just really solid play styles all around and can play right back and left back. And considering she's from Germany, again, I would just expect it to be a really solid one. Now, one that you could roll the dice on here would be Rolfo. I think this has potential for really high returns just because she's a really hyped card over the last couple years. And one of the main reasons being Sweden are actually the fifth favorites for the women's Euros. So while she's not one of the top contenders, if we take a look here at the odds again, they're still plus 1400. So they're likely to get out of their group. Let's go check the groups out here. If we go look at Sweden, is it a group with Germany, Poland, Denmark? So they'd have to finish above Poland and Denmark, which they're somewhat down the odds here. It looks like Denmark is reasonable and Poland's pretty bad. If Sweden get out of the group stage and you get this Rolfo card getting an upgrade, she is going to be unbelievable. So she gets a +1 overall if they score 3 goals. If they qualify for the quarterfinals, 5-star, 5-star, an alternate position, and a whole roll plus pluses for that is absolutely huge. I think, or is Pat? Do they go straight to the quarterfinals if they qualify out of their group? So there's going to be one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah. So the quarterfinals is just getting out of the group stage. So getting out of the group stage, you immediately get 5-star, 5-star, and a new position. So she'll get up to the 5-star skill moves there. That could potentially be more of a useful upgrade for some of the attacking players, I'd imagine, the 5-star, 5-star, and the alternate position. But it's something to keep an eye on. I mean, somebody like Gaoro here, who would get a 5-star weak foot, that'd be a huge upgrade. This Medema card, getting 5-star skill moves on her would be a huge upgrade. Where do the Netherlands fall in terms of their group? So France and England in this group. So Netherlands and Wales likely not making it out here. What other Dutch players do we have? We have her, and that's it. So just the one Dutch player. So yeah, we're really going to be focusing on the Spanish, French, English, German players. Do we have any English players here? We do not. That is really weird that they didn't give any English players, but I'd imagine there's going to be a team two for this as well. I think the menus here actually did say team one for this women's Euros Path to Glory. So those English players should be a good option as well. But in terms of the investments, who I'm going to be picking up. First of all, I am going to pick up this Medema card just because we want her for the city squad and she's super cheap. And if the Netherlands do somehow get out of their group, she's going to get a nice bump in price because this is already a crazy card. And something worth mentioning is these are all really good cards already without the upgrades, strictly off the fact that the entire team it has 4 playstyle pluses already. And for a card like this that has rapid, tiki-taka, finesse, and low driven, like this card is just really, really good already. Is this no, this is one that I think could drop Thursday, but I'm gonna buy her now because I just want to test her out. So that is who we're looking at buying up in terms of investments. In terms of sell times, it's at least going to be a week to sell these cards. You're mainly going to be looking to sell in windows of hype, which I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. Again, free trading Discord link is in the description. But the buy time is either you can do it when you're watching this video now for those teams that play Thursday, Friday, because I think there's potential that those cards will just rise for example, like the Spanish players, I think could rise Thursday. But early during Rivals Rewards Thursday is probably your best buy window for these. It's when we saw a lot of those cards from FC24 get nice and cheap was Thursday, and then they all just skyrocketed after going out of packs. But guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.